want to walk us through how the YN life is?
The YN life, the honest YN life.
Yep.
Um, Being a YN and being in the admin position, it is really good for your career because you do get noticed.
Okay.
You know, People always have to come to admin for something,
Mm,
but it can also be really demotivating
okay.
because it is one of the most thankless,
Yeah.
jobs out there. Um, People only, say anything to you when they need
Then he,
something.
yep, noticed
Yeah.
that too.
Um, but I've had, leadership that has, talked to us and told us, well, you are important. Your
Mm,
job is important. You keep, the sailors happy. You get their paperwork straight so that
mm,
they can function and do other things for the Navy and for the fleet to keep it running.
yeah.
And that kind of like is like it puts it into perspective of okay, you know, there is some point to all of this.
Yeah.
Um, you are gonna have those days where people are gonna make things seem like it's so important and it needs to get done right then, right now.
Yep.
Um, and you just gotta remember like everything's not an emergency. Everything is not hot.
Yep.
You do not have to do everything in one day.
Hmm.
Um, you don't need to sit at your desk all day. That's a habit that I'm trying to break. Don't sit at your desk all
Definitely.
day. Take your breaks. Take your lunch.
Yep.
Um,
Because this is the thing in admin. Everybody just eat their lunch and still work at the same time. Just like all
yeah,
day. Yeah, you're just there.
just there. It's really hard to break that habit, but
Hmm.
it's definitely necessary to take your breaks and walk around. Looking at a computer screen all day is not good for you.
Definitely. No, I've been getting headaches.
Yeah, yeah. And then you start seeing shit that's like not there,
Uh
or you
huh.
think that you did something and you didn't, put it in right, but because your eyes are so strained and so tired, you don't
Yes.
recognize the mistake.
Hmm.
Um,
Especially for you guys, for
that's
the YNs, attention to detail is
there's
a big part.
attention to detail is
The evals and everything. Oh God, good thing I didn't get YN.
attention to detail is the biggest takeaway from all of this. Like
Hmm.
when I first became a YN, I had this YN2, and she could look at a piece of paper and know that there wasn't two spaces behind the period, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
And I would be like, how the fuck do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, as a YN2, I
Hmm.
can look at a piece of paper and be like, it's
Yep.
missing a period. Your margins are off. These are not
Sheesh.
1 inch margins on the side. You
Yeah.
know, just from doing it every single day. But
Hmm.
it does get monotonous. It does get tedious.
Yes.
Um, and another thing about being in the fleet, don't just stay at your desk and don't just do your job.
Hmm.
Um, I had to learn that coming up because once I became a yeoman, I was on the boat.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing good as a yeoman. Like I'm doing, paperwork,
Yeah.
but there's more to it. You got to get involved in the command. You got to get your quals.
Yep.
That stuff does matter.
Yeah.
And
And
in the position
collaterals
that I'm,
too.
yeah, collaterals. The command needs to see you. The people need to see you
Hmm.
and know that, you know, yeah, you signed up to be a yeoman, but what else are you doing for us?
Hmm.
You know,
Most definitely.
yeah.
So, how is your day to day like on the ship as a YN, like still when you were YN, or even when you made YN3, YN2? How's your day to day?
So when I was on the ship, day to day was you would come in um, at 07, got to be on the boat by 07,
Hmm.
quarters, do muster, all that, go over the POD.
Yeah.
And then you go into the office. Um, we would usually go to cleaning stations for like 15, 20 minutes,
Hmm.
bullshit around.
Yeah. The
you
infamous
know?
sweepers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Um, Go back to your office. Usually, although it shouldn't be this way, it just so happens that, every admin office, there's
Hmm.
going to be a specific job that you are assigned to.
Yeah.
So, like when I was in the boat, I was directives. One of my other coworkers, she was evals and fit reps.
Hmm.
Another person was in charge of the POD, you know.
Yeah.
But
POD
you
takes
should,
forever.
Yes. You should always know every aspect, though.
Mhm.
Even though you are in charge and you are the lead person on a certain subject,
Yeah.
you need to know how to do everybody's job. Because if one person isn't there, you need to
Mm-hmm.
be able to pick up the slack. If somebody comes in with a question and they're like, oh, well, what's this mean?
Yeah.
You should never be like, well, I don't do that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And what does that say about you? You got to take that initiative to learn your rate and
Mm-hmm.
learn every aspect of it. Even if it's not something that you do every day, you still need to know it. Um, but yeah, day to day, you come in, do work here and there,
Yeah.
go skate for a little bit.
Yeah. It's so basically like a YN. It's more of like a customer type thing. Like it kind of differentiate what you do a different day if somebody come up to
Yeah.
the office and got different problems, right? Because kind of like correlate with the same thing with PS. Because yeah, with us
Mhm.
PS, whatever problem that they have with pay, it's different every time.
Yeah. So usually, at least on the Boxer, the yeomen were in charge of the transfers and gains for officers only. So personnel did not handle that. It was
Okay.
us that did that. So, um,
Right.
we will always have to know, when is the officer coming, when is the officer transferring, we
Yeah.
have the transfer package done.
Okay.
But the most important thing for a yeoman is the plan of the day or the plan of the week, whichever your
Yeah.
command does.
Yeah.
That is the hot item. That is the only thing that people care about, and that is
Yeah.
what will get you back home and off
Yeah.
of the boat. Is
Yeah.
once that is signed, you're good
Mm-hmm.
to go. On the boat, you won't stay that long because there usually will be someone on duty every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the
What is a
CO, the
duty day
SO.
for YN?
A duty day for a yeoman is if you have watch, you stay on your watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Weekends usually help personnel do the muster report,
Okay.
and then stay in the office until the plan of the day is signed, and then you'll just send it out,
Yeah.
and then that's pretty much it. But
Okay.
we still stay on watch. I'm at the command that I'm at now. I
Mhm.
don't stay on watch.
Okay. Are you in short duty right now?
Yeah, I'm on shore
Okay.
duty. I'm at Third Fleet, so that's a
Okay.
flag staff
I heard
on
about that
duty.
Flagstaff. Is that the one that you work like at least like 8 to 10 hours? No.
So at a flag command is basically only called that because I work for admiral.
So
So
that
I have a
is
vice
okay.
admiral, a three
Yeah.
star. Um, and but I work in like the front office,
Hmm.
so I don't work in regular admin, which is why I don't stand duty. Where I'm at right now.
Okay. Yeah. It's nice to not have duty, after
Yes.
all those duty days every week. And now, yep, I haven't had duty. I think even when I went to my squadron, admin duty for us was stay until 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go home. So that's pretty cake.
The worst thing about duty, I think, on the ship was it wasn't even watch.
Yeah.
It was just some freaking drills. Like I know why we did it, but it was just like, dang, I
Yeah.
do not feel like doing this.
That was like part of my job when I was, I was
I
like,
know. Yeah.
that was their thing. So I can't really get out of that. um, so when did you leave the boxer?
I left the boxer in August of 2018. Actually, I left June of
Mhm.
2018 and went TAD to ESG3
Okay.
because Boxer was going to be underway during my transfer time. So they were like, well, you
Mhm.
can just go to ESG3 until, you transfer.
Okay.
So I went to ESG3 for like a month and then
Okay.
transferred from ESG3 to Spay War.
Okay.
And then from
And
Spay War, I went to Third Fleet.
did you have to go to school or anything at all before you went to your new command?
No, no
No.
schools.
Okay.
I also did not go to Yeoman A school
Okay.
either. Um,
Yeah, I didn't go to PS school either. You just sent me to
yeah.
that advanced like YNPS school,
I went to that.
which was super cake. I got like a 97%. I still don't even know what I had to do as a PS, but it was cake. And then I took like two more schools, I think, too. And I forgot what it was. One is like for NEC, and the
Mhm.
other one was just because I was like, you know what? Let me take a break from the command. Let me go to this school. It's like 5 days. It's like on dry side.
how was your transition from
DC to
DC to
PS.
PS? Yeah.
Um, it was different because you know how I was on Limdu and I was in the squadron,
Oh.
so I was either gonna get retired out, or they gave me this sheet stating this the jobs that you could pick. They gave me like 20 to choose from. I'm like, okay, this nice, Let me go take it home. Let me think about it. And then I wanted YN, right? Because I didn't know what PSs do. Like I know they
Mm.
take care of pay, but that's about it. But I've seen YNs, like living in air conditioning, all that. Like as a DC, like I want that job. So they only had YNS. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm not going to no submarine. Nope.
Oh, fuck no.
So the next big thing was a PS. They also had OS and all that stuff, but I put in PS number one, OS because I wanted second class because it was 100% the OS two, and then I put in for another easy job, which is the RP. So, but the transition was pretty cool because my very next command at HSM 78, I love that crew. My two chiefs that I had in there didn't even seem like they were chiefs, like they were like working with us. Like I didn't expect chief coming like from engineering. They don't really turn wrenches anymore once they make chief. Well, the ones I work with, but with them, they're with us. They were teaching me, everything, and it's kind of hard to kind of balance being a second class because then there were still newer YNs there and PSs, and
Mm.
me not knowing anything. How am I gonna tell these guys what to do when I don't really know? So I kind of had to balance that leadership and but I mean, PS, I like it. I like it a lot, actually, better than DC, which because I can understand more with the PS world. Just a lot of confusion with PSD, which is a big thing
Yeah.
with tops. So yeah, that was about it. But yeah, with the Y and stuff. So what do you do now in shore duty? How's your day to day
So
like?
on shore duty, I work. Usually my hours are 8 to 16.
Okay.
Most days. Um, Day to day, what do I take care of? So being in the so being in the front office, you have your main admin is
Okay.
where paperwork first goes to,
Hmm.
and then it goes through the chain of command in the main admin shop,
Okay.
um, and then comes to me.
Yeah.
So once it gets to me, I make my chops to it,
Okay.
and then I hand it to the flag sec
Yeah.
who works in my office as well.
Hmm.
Um, and then it goes from flag sec to the executive assistant to the chief of staff,
Yeah.
and then if the admiral's going to sign it, it'll go to the admiral. But usually, the chief of staff signs everything.
Okay.
So when it comes to like the terminology at a flag,
Hmm.
command, it's very different from the ship.
Yeah.
So on the ship, you have your CO, commanding officer, your XO, executive officer,
Hmm.
your department heads, right?
Yeah.
Flag duty, you have your admiral, who is like the CO,
Yeah.
and then your chief of staff, who is like the XO. But your department heads are called ACOSs,
Okay.
which are assistant chiefs of staffs,
Yeah.
and we don't really call them departments, we call them directorates. So if you're thinking about admin, that would
Hmm.
be N1.
Okay.
Your intel department, which would be like your ISs, your CTCs,
Yeah.
N2. Ops,
Mm.
which is your OSs and your
Yeah.
AGs, N3.
Okay.
N4 is supply,
Hmm.
the LSs. Um, we have a directorate called N57, and they do the planning of exercises. So at my command, it's really high tempo.
Okay.
We do still conduct exercises, even though it's a
Hmm.
shore command.
Yeah.
But since we are Third Fleet, we are telling the ships in Third Fleet, what to do, where to go. We're tracking them. We're
Okay.
sending them out. If they need to go somewhere, we're giving them that direction.
Yeah.
Um,
That's pretty
so
cool.
we conduct the exercise, and then like RIMPAC, we're in charge of RIMPAC.
Mm.
So we'll have RIMPAC next year.
Yeah.
Whole command goes to RIMPAC.
So even if you're shore duty, you still go.
Yeah,
Okay. Not bad.
that this command is really different.
Yeah.
I think it should be classified as a C going
Mhm.
command,
Yeah.
but it's not up to me. But they have us
Yeah.
traveling,
Yeah.
all the time. But I'm not mad about their impact because we're gonna be in Hawaii for like a month.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Chilling. Get per
in a
diem, right?
hotel.
Yep.
Yes, in a hotel. I'll have a rental car. Like I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. um so what do you like as a YN
What
about
do I
your
like?
job? Hmm.
I think I like the customer service aspect of it. Like when, especially on those days where it just feels like the work is like nonstop.
Yeah.
You have a customer come in and then they're like, hey, I need, or can you do this, or can you help me with this? Can you put my award in my record for me?
Hmm.
Just small stuff like that, and like that small like thank you,
Yeah.
that you do get. It kind of makes you, want to keep on going on, and then um, taking pride in your work.
Yeah.
So I have, a YNSA who I do
Hmm.
mentor when
Hmm.
he's fresh out of boot camp, and he,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that we do, he don't understand, which I was like, the same as him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, it's all about perception. It's all about how you perceive yourself,
Hmm.
and you just have to take pride in what you do, no matter how stupid it is,
Yeah.
to put two spaces after a period.
Yep.
If that's what we're supposed to do, that's what's in the instruction. Just follow the instruction.
Yeah.
Um, and in the YN world, you cannot mess up if you just follow instructions.
Yeah.
Our our manuals will tell you
Hmm.
word for word, line by line, what you're supposed to do. All you got to
Exactly.
do is read it,
Yep.
and you'll know. You know,
Yeah.
um, and even if your work is only going to a first class
Hmm.
or another second class for them to look at and QA it for you,
Hmm.
you still want to do your best, and you still want to continue to learn. You're not going to know everything, you're
Hmm.
not going to remember everything.
Yep.
It's always going to be something that you're going to forget because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to know and a lot to try to remember, and you shouldn't try to remember everything, and you
Yeah.
shouldn't think that you know everything because that's when you mess up and that's when you make mistakes.
Yep. Exactly. And every situation too is like different from, it varies from
Yeah.
everybody. So yeah. So if somebody's watching this right now, just watching what you went through as a YN, what kind of advice would you give that person coming into YN? So watching this still, like they're still depth in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they want to become a YN,
Mm-hmm.
um some advice that I would give: just always stay true to yourself, I would say.
Okay.
And especially in the admin world, I feel like you're gonna come in contact with that, you know, some shitty leadership probably sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That goes in for any
And
job too. So
yeah,
any
for
job in the Navy,
anything,
any job
honestly.
like even outside the Navy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't let it get you down.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a mistake, it's okay.
Yeah.
From the top to the bottom, everybody is making mistakes.
Yep.
Nobody is doing anything 100% perfect.
Yep.
Mistakes are okay. If somebody corrects you,
Mm-hmm.
be able to take that criticism and be like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
this is what I need to do next time. Just try to remember what somebody is telling you. Um, because they're not, showing you corrections or correcting yourself just to be an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to guide you and lead you to be a better administrator, a better yeoman. And it's all
Exactly.
about your attitude. And you have to, even on your worst days,
Mm-hmm.
you have to remember you are in customer service. So if these people are coming to you for help,
Yeah.
you need to be able to, try to put that aside if you're having a bad day and, help someone else out because they
Exactly.
need you. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Um, and just be prepared for the paperwork,
Yep.
paperwork,
A lot.
paperwork, paperwork, paper cuts.
Yes, that actually happened to me. I'm like, oh god,
Yes.
I'm not telling nobody about this.
I'd be so embarrassed when I get a paper cut because that is the
Yes,
main thing that people joke about is
exactly.
us getting paper
And it
cuts.
does happen, especially when you're shredding stuff.
Yeah.
Like, God, every time it's like, kind of want to wear gloves. Sometimes it's like, nah. So, basically, what's your plans now? So you YN2 shore duty.
Mm.
What's the next steps? Are you still gonna try to go back sea duty? Try to make a YN1?
Definitely trying to make YN1. I took the exam for the first time in
Okay.
September, so I'll find out results next month, I
Good luck.
think.
Good luck. I took my first PS2 as well. That it's like a whole different
Yeah.
language. I probably got like 20 right.
Well, good luck to you too.
Yeah.
Um, I am going back to sea. I
Okay.
pick orders in October.
Okay.
I'm projected to rotate next September 2022. So I'm trying to go.
Oh,
I
so
want to go to
now
squad.
this October, you're you're picking
I'm
already.
up for orders now. Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Well,
I'm trying to go to a squadron.
yeah.
Just to do something different,
Okay.
a different platform since I've done
I
the
think
ship. And
you like Squadron.
I've heard that
Most
squadron, especially for admin, is the
cake,
life.
cake. Tell you right now, it's cake. I loved it. We
Definitely want to do that.
Chiefs, like everybody for the most part, was way more lenient.
Mm.
Morale is definitely way higher than it is on the ship. Squadron is like you're working in a building, sea duty. You go there for major underways and then deployment. But then again, you know how duty days is a whole different thing on the squadron. So cake, cake. So
Yeah, I can't wait. But yeah, I'm trying to make. I'm hoping that I pick up. I was put
mhm.
in. They put me in for map this time. I
Okay.
didn't get it.
Hmm.
But I'm up for Sailor of the Year.
Okay.
You know,
Good luck. Good luck.
next month. So I'm just trying to do the best I can while I'm in,
Yeah.
and try to stack this money so I
Okay.
can hopefully get out eventually and move on to my music full time
Yeah.
and do
Oh
that.
yeah. Speaking of your music, what is your site so you could tell everybody right now and so they could check you out and support you?
So I do produce.
Mhm.
I've been producing for about 5 months, 6 months now.
Okay.
My website is www.pattwoodssound.com. So
Okay. I'll
PATTWOODSSOUND.
have that link on this video as well.
Yep.
Bet.
And then I'm on streaming services as well.
Okay.
Pat Woods, PATTWOOD $.
Okay. What streaming stuff you have that on right now?
Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal.
Apple Music. Okay, bet. Yep, definitely gonna add that on mine.
um, I think like YouTube Music
Okay.
is on there. Amazon Music, maybe it might be on Amazon Music. I'm not too sure, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I'll definitely
it's
check
out there.
that out.
So I'm working on a lo-fi album right now.
Okay.
Um,
Ooh,
hope to put that out next month.
yeah, love lo-fi whenever like just working and just
Yeah.
yep, the vibe. I always have music playing through my